18. Accomplishing a task without acknowledging how we're feeling is toxic masculine energy. However, acknowledging our feelings without accomplishing a task is toxic feminine energy. Our body is meant to incorporate both energies to make us the best human that we can be. We need to build a foundation of experiencing what we're feeling and then be capable of channeling that into accomplishing tasks. The Stay Active method was built to balance these two energies and help each person accomplish their goals while still building a healthy, enjoyable life experience. Our mind and body need to be connected. Masculine energy resides in our mind, and feminine energy resides in our body. We need to feel feelings from the body and accomplish tasks from the mind. When you show up and you take a step on the hero path on the Stay Active method, you are first going to move your body. And this is a set parameter of how to move, which is a masculine directive. And then while you're doing that, you're going to acknowledge that there are sensations coming from the body while you're doing it. You go through what we call the vitality scan and you gather signals. Do I feel stiff, tight, or tired? Do I feel sore, achy, or painful? Do I have pockets of pain, but other pockets are feeling fresh and ready to go? What is my overall experience? That's going to guide me towards an exercise. I don't just sit and think about, oh, I'm hurting, and then I don't do anything with it. I experience that discomfort. I experience that pain. I experience the sharpness or the achiness. And then I use that sensation to guide me to move differently. Now, the toxic masculine approach to that is to say, that doesn't hurt. I feel fine, when it doesn't feel fine. But the toxic feminine approach is to say, oh, I hurt. I'm not going to do anything. We've got to experience the discomfort and channel it in the right direction. When you're taking on an exercise plan, you should base it on how you're feeling that day. And you should take how you're feeling and work towards a resolution of that sensation. When we feel sore, achy, or painful, we need to resolve that sensation. We need to move in a way that helps us resolve that damage. When we feel stiff, tight, or tired, we need to move in a way that resolves that stiffness and offers us freedom. We need to move in a way that resolves that fatigue and allows us to release energy that's stored within the body. When we feel great, we need to utilize that energy to push ourselves to a new level so that we are more capable than we've ever been before. And if you aren't taking the time to be checking in on how you're feeling and then redirecting your exercise approach, you're doing it wrong. Another way to say this in our society is that when you're going to therapy, you also need to exercise. And when you're exercising, you should also have somebody to talk to about thoughts and feelings that come up. You can think of feminine energy as the base of a pyramid and masculine energy as the peak of a pyramid. That base of the pyramid is the support upon which the peak can grow. When the base is broad, but the peak isn't very high, you're not impressive and you're not helpful for others. You can't store much inside a pyramid that's low and flat. But as that peak grows, if you don't also take time to build out the base, that pyramid is going to get tall and narrow and topple over. And again, that's not going to be very helpful for yourself and for those around you. And so you need a tall and wide pyramid. You need to acknowledge how you're feeling and be capable of pushing yourself to new levels. This is why in the Stay Active method, we start with the vitality scan. You're expanding towards the sky and compressing towards the ground so that you can get sensations out of the body to guide your exercise. As you're going through that exercise, it is a specific task for a specific period of time. Sometimes you're touching the inner edges of your comfort zone in order to grow some of that comfort and feminine energy in that base of the pyramid. Sometimes you're pushing to your outer limits. And as you push to those outer limits, you are measuring and aware of how it feels to push to those outer limits. And after that specific work that you've been offered, you're then going to check back in with what your body is experiencing. You might do more of the same type of task, or you might shift the focus of the task. Your body is constantly letting you know how much base building you need to do and when it's time to push for the peak. And you need to learn how to listen to it. When you learn how to listen to it and how to push it, that's when you get the most out of your body. That's when your body is the most helpful and inspiring to all those around you. All right, team, run fast, walk easy, steady on.